Happiness is subjective. What it means is that what makes you happy is not necessarily what is going to make the other person happy. Let me give you an example. Say 2025. Your goal is to get married and raise a wonderful, beautiful family. But somebody else, his goal or her goal is to leave marriage. You see, entering into a relationship is what makes you happy, and the other person exiting that relationship is what is going to make the other person happy. So what makes you happy is not necessarily what makes the other person happy. Let's give another example. Say your goal for 2025 is to have a doctorate degree. And once you get that doctorate degree, you are going to be very happy. But the other person, his goal has nothing to do with doctorate degree. His goal is to heal. Maybe he's suffering from certain kind of diseases. His objective is to be healthy. So happiness is subjective. There is no definition of happiness. So the purpose of life is not to pursue happiness. Then, what is now the purpose of life? Life is an adventure. You see, the moment you make your life goal to be the pursuit of happiness, is the same time you have taken the wrong direction about life. You see, the pursuit of happiness is unlimited. There is no limit to the pursuit of happiness. It's just like a child. There is no limit to the amount of toys that child is going to be satisfied with. Once the child goes where they are selling toys or toy shop, is going to ask for more toys. So the pursuit of happiness is addictive. There is no limit to the point where you can say, no, I am done with pursuing happiness, because there's limitless things that you can acquire in life. When you buy a car, you want more car. When you do this, you want more of it. So there's no limit to the pursuit of happiness. So the pursuit of happiness actually is the reason why you are unhappy. So I laugh when people use words like as long as it makes you happy. You see, that thing is desperation. What it means is that you can do anything in order to be happy. Say you want to be rich. It means is that what it means is that you can do anything as long as you have the money. Let's say you're in a relationship and your goal is to be happy. So it means is that you can do anything as long as you are in that relationship, even going against your partner. So the pursuit of happiness is the reason why you're unhappy. Because as long as you don't get that money, you are not going to be happy. As long as your partner is threatening to leave the marriage, you are still not going to be happy. You see, you need to see life as an adventure, because life is actually an adventure. So the purpose of life is for you to experience life. Life is an adventure. So the moment you begin to pursue happiness, what you are trying to tell yourself is that anything that is going to bring discomfort to me is a red flag. But the truth is that you cannot be happy. There is no such thing as a happy person. There is no such thing. Because there is this thing called life. And life happens to everybody. And that thing called life is also called pain. Pain is part of life. You cannot eliminate pain from life. The same way you cannot eliminate oxygen. Oxygen is part of your life, the same way pain is part of our life. So as long as you don't understand that life is painful, life is pain, you will never be happy. You will never find happiness. Because when you experience even the slightest form of pain, you become disturbed. You see, the purpose of pain is not for us to suffer. Because everybody goes through pain, but not everybody suffers. Because the way we manage pain is what determines if we are going to suffer as a result of that pain. So the consequences of suffering is poor management of pain. So when you realize that the purpose of life is an adventure, not to find happiness, and pain is part of the adventure, just as there is no good thing that is worth celebrating that doesn't come from pain. Everything that is worth celebrating comes through pain. Pain is part of life. So that is the hard truth that you must come to terms with. Life is pain. Life is painful. Pain is different from suffering. The purpose of pain is not for us to suffer, but for us to learn and for us to grow, for us to learn empathy. Because when you understand that what brings us together, one of the things we have in common is pain. So if I understand that, then I'm going to have empathy when I'm dealing with the other person, because we are going through this thing called life. Moreover, you see, when you take pain out of life, life is going to lose its meaning. Because why you are pursuing happiness is because of there's this thing called pain. So if you remove pain from life, then you wouldn't know when you're happy and when you're not happy. So pain is what gives us the flavor of life. Pain is the beauty of life. How do you know that you are rich? It's because you can make comparison about somebody that is, well, you presume to be poor. So pain is the middleman between suffering and happiness. So when you remove pain from life, then there is no suffering and there is no happiness. And then life is going to lose its meaning. Then if you say, no, I don't want to go through pain, then that means you are exempting your life from this adventure of life. You are excluding yourself from life. Because as long as you are part of this thing called life, all of us are going through it together. So pain is the flavor of life. And pain is the major reason why you still want to be alive. Yes, because that is the excitement about life. I want to be successful. I want to do this. I want to do that. And when something bad happens, you come back together, you go to your drawing board. You keep pushing. Pain is the catalyst of creativity. Without pain, there is no creativity, because there is no desire for you to do something incredible. There is no desire for for you to become a better person. There is no desire for you to become an achiever. So pain is the driving force, or is the catalyst for every achievement. Pain is the reason why there is so much technological advancement. Rich country, poor country. So without pain, then what is the point of rich country and poor country? So pain is what is the motive why you want to become successful. So when you remove pain from life, then there is no motive. So we need to understand that pain is part of life. That is one aspect of pain. There is another aspect of pain, which is choice. You see, what you are today and what you are going to be tomorrow is the aggregate choices that you have made, plus the choices that your parents or your guardians made on your behalf. So if you want to have a successful life, first, you need to understand that there is this thing called pain, which is constant. And there is another kind of pain that is not constant, which is caused by our poor choice. You see, in this life, there is consequences for every action. When you make bad choice, the consequences is going to be catastrophic. So, through this journey of adventure, your job is to make sure that you make less mistake, make less bad choice. Because the more bad choices you make, you are incurring more pain to the constant pain that is inevitable. Now you have double, triple, quadruple pains, everything put together. Let's say you want to buy grocery or you want to buy food, and while crossing on the road, you got hit by a car. You see, this is normal thing. It has nothing to do with you. That is life. That is constant. That is life. That is the pain of life. But there is this other pain. You got drunk. You got drunk and you are driving, and you had accident. That has nothing to do with life. That is your recklessness. So that is the second part of pain. That you got accident because of recklessness does not mean that the constant pain that is constant among all of us is not going to happen to you. It's still going to happen to you. So the more reckless you are, the more poor choices you make. You are incurring that poor decision, the pain from it, plus also the pain from life. So you need to learn how to separate the two. So somebody is going to say, I've done everything right, but bad thing keeps happening to me. Yes, because that is life. Bad thing must happen to you. Because you're a human. Bad thing must happen to you. But the thing is, bad thing is not only happening to you. Bad thing is happening to all of us. But the degree of the bad thing happening to you depends on the amount of mistakes that you keep making. Because when you keep making mistakes, you are incurring more bad things and more bad things, plus the bad thing that is constant with life. You see, the purpose of the constant pain, that's the constant pain that is general, is for us to have tough mind. It's for us to become a better person. Because we grow from pain. We become better person from pain. But you don't grow from the pain that you caused by yourself based on your poor choices. You don't grow from it. You don't grow from having sex with multiple women without using protection. The consequences of having unprotected sex, if you have multiple partners, is infections. So you don't grow from it. You can have that infection and you're still going to have more infections if you keep having unprotected sex. And that does not exempt you from having the other kind of pain, which is the constant pain. It doesn't stop you from losing your loved one. It doesn't stop you from losing your father. It doesn't stop you from losing your mother. It doesn't stop you from losing your sister. It doesn't stop you from losing your job. So the goal is to limit the amount of mistakes we make so that we can be able to manage the other pain that comes from life. But the moment you begin to make happiness the purpose of your life, that is the moment you have taken the wrong direction, because you are ignoring